just finished recording a bookshelf tour for you guys. It took a long while, it took a few hours. I don't know how long this video is going to be, so I apologize in advance for the length. There is just over 800 books here. I have a whole Excel spreadsheet, so I know the exact number of books, but I'm not going to tell you because, you know, you've got to keep an air of mystery about me. Please enjoy the bookshelf tour. I hope you like learning about the types of books I have. There are a few books that weren't in here, and that's because I am going to be doing a bookshelf haul very shortly. I'm also doing this right before I reorganize it because normally I have it in rainbow, and I decided to try something new by putting it into alphabetical, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. A lot of people told me to do genre, but I don't know, I miss the feel of rainbow, so I want to go back. Maybe I'll go to a different rainbow. This is what it looked like before. Yeah, and I'll show you what it looks like now. Okay, this is the best I've got. I'm literally pressed against a wall, so I'm trying my best to show it all for you. But yeah, before in the picture, I'm not sure if you saw, but before it was like, this was black, and then down here was black, and then there was some white down the bottom, I believe, and up the sides and on the top. And then the middle was rainbow. So I hope you enjoy the tour. Hi everyone, this is the first shelf. It's all A's. It's gonna have to be done by hand because my tripod just doesn't reach. So we'll begin with Elegy by Jane Abbott, Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, Call Me By Your Name by Andre Asserman, Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison, Alexandra Adornetto's Hades and Heaven. I don't actually have Halo yet. Renee Ardier's Flame in the Mist, Cecilia Ahern's P.S. I Love You, and Cecilia Ahern's Flawed. Simon vs. the Homo Sapien Gender by Becky Albertalli, Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli, and Love Creekwood by Becky Albertalli. What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. This is a reader's copy. I still need to buy the original. Becky Albertalli and Aisha Syed. Sorry, I probably am butchering that. This is also a reader's copy. I haven't read it yet. Saints and Misfits by S.K. Alley, Meet Elle and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews, City of Saints and Thieves by Natalie C. Anderson, Beak by Laurie Halse Anderson. This is the graphic novel and this is the actual novel. The Assassination of Branwayne Spurge by M.T. Anderson and Eugene Yelchin, Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini, Kelly Armstrong's Missing, Obsidian, From Blood and Ash, and A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, all by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And finally for this shelf, Meet Cute by various authors. Shelf number 2, just a quick overview before we get into it. David Arnold's Electric Kingdom, Jay Ash's 13 Reasons Why, Claire Atkins' Between Us, Janine Atkins' Finding Wonders, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice and Northanger Abbey, Laura Avery's The Memory Book, Victoria Aveyard's The Red Queen, Glass Sword and Cruel Crown, Alexandra Ballard's What I Lost, That Night by Sin Ballard, Supervillain and Me by Danielle Benaz, Wonder Woman Warbringer, Ninth House, Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and Shadow and Bone, all by Lee Bardugo. Fierce Fragile Hearts by Sarah Bernard. This is the sequel. I don't have the first one. Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Bashardost. I'm saying that wrong, I know it. Another reader's copy, The Astrid Notes by Taryn Bashford, Serious Moonlight, Chasing Lucky and Night Owls, all by Jen Bennett, Bags by M.A. Bennett, the reader's copy of Hive and Rogue, both by A.J. Beck, Kendare Blake's Three Dark Crowns. I kept saying clowns. This is shelf number 3, Holly Black's The Cruel Prince, The Wicked King, The Queen of Nothing, The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black, and The Coldest Gold in Cold Town. Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I just realized that it's, for some reason, separate from the rest. We're just going to slip her in there. The Painted Man by Peter V. Brett, The Hawksea Prophecy by Irina Brignall, Emily Bronte's The Withering Height, Red Rising and Golden Sun, both by Pierce Brown, The Meaning of Birds by J. Robin Brown, another reader's copy, The Black Tongue Thief by Christopher Buehlman, something like that. Alexandra Bracken's The Darkest Mind, Never Fade, In the Afterlight, The Darkest Legacy, and Through the Dark. The Book Ninja by Ali Berg and Michelle Callis. The Lost Witch by Melvin Burgers. David Burton's The Man in the Water. It's a really good book, by the way. And Meg Caddy's Devil's Ballast. Sorry about the change in lighting. Gets a bit dark this end. This is the 4th shelf of the top shelf. Rachel Caine, Glass Houses. Rachel Caine and Anne Aguirre's Honor Among Thieves. The Forgetting by Sharon Cameron. Priestess of the White and Last of the Wilds by Trudy Canavan. Isabel Carmody's Urban Newton. Another reader's copy. This is All We Could Have Been by T.E. Carter. Really good book. The Lad That Gets Lost by Natasha Carthew. Graceling by Christine Kishaw. The Selection by Kira Kat. I'm not 100% sure if this is in the right order, so bear with me, but Marked, Betrayed, Chosen, Hunted, Tempted, and Untamed, all by PC and Kristen Carr. Another reader's copy, The Key to Fear by Kristen Carr. Mismatch by Crystal Sistari. Soman Chainani's The School of Good and Evil. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Dividing Eden and Eden Conquered by Joelle Charbonneau. Again, sorry if I butchered that. Stephen Chbosky's newest imaginary friend. This is also a reader's copy. If you're wondering why I have so many reader's copies, it's because I work in a bookstore. This is another reader's copy. The Surprising Power of a Good Dumpling by Y. Chim. An extremely good book. You should read it if you haven't. Cinda Williams Chimers, Flamecaster, and Shadowcast. The final shelf of the top shelves. Cindy William Chimers, Stormcaster, To Kill a Kingdom by Alexander Christo, The Bone Witch, The Heart Forger, and The Shadow Glass, Wicked As You Wish, all by Ren Chubeko, Busted by Gino Sioka, City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire, Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess, all by Cassandra Clare. The Shadowhunters Codex by Cassandra Clare and Joshua Lewis. The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, Maureen Johnson, and Robin Wasserman. The Infernal Devices, Clockwork Angel, this is The Mango, Lady Midnight, and Lord of Shadows, both by Cassandra Clare. Okay, and this is the next shelf down. Shelf number 1. Cassandra Clare's Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, and Queens of Air and Darkness. Chain of Gold, the reader's copy. Chain of Gold, the collector's first edition. Chain of Iron, the collector's first edition. Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. Finally, The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. Another sequel that I don't have the first book to. Mist, Metal, and Ash by Gwendolyn Clare. My Lovely Frankie by Judith Clark. Ready Player One by Annis Klein. A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluse. Mermaid Moon by Susan Kugel. The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay, all by Suzanne Collins. These are the rest of the editions of Catching Fire and Mockingjay. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. A reader's copy by Orla Collins. Suzanne Collins' first ever series. Gregor the Outlander and Gregor and the Code of Claw. This is number 5. This is number 1. This is number 5. Zoraida Cordova's Brujaborn. This is also a sequel. A Throne of Swans by Elizabeth Kaur and Catherine Kaur. Another book where I don't have the first book. Reached by Ali Condi. Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park and The Lost World. Justin Cronin's The Passage. Another reader's copy by Sarah Crossan, Moonrise. Words in Deep Blue by Kath Crowley. There's no difference in these editions except for the fact that they're different colours. I just like that they're different colours. Something in Between by Melissa Dela Cruz. Alex and Eliza by Melissa Dela Cruz. I can't say this name, so I'm not going to try, but her name, Don't Stop Thinking About Tomorrow. Emily M. Danforth. The Miseducation of Cameron Post. This book was a hard book to read, but it's really educational. I really recommend it. The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Mirror Mirror by Cara Delevingne. Truth Witch and Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. The Rest of the Story by Sarah Dessen. Shelf number 3 of number 2. Another reader's copy, Lucy Dillon's Unexpected Lessons in Love. 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews. Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. Angel Fall by Susan E. Another really good book, The Long Distance Playlist by Tara Eglinton. If you can get your hands on a copy, I highly recommend it. Kat Ellis's Harrow Lake, Sarah Epstein, Small Spaces in Deep Water, We Hunt the Flame by Hafsah Faisal, Magician, Silverthorn and a Darkness of Sethanon by Raymond E. Fiennes, The Black Witch, The Iron Flower, The Rebel Mages, and The Shadow Wand by Laurie Forrest. Another fantastic series, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, classic Hush Hush series, Hush Hush, Silence, Crescendo, and Finale, Found, Wreck, Risk, and Black, all by Fleur Ferris, Daughter of the Burning City, and Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody, Just 1 Year, and I'm also currently reading If I Stay, both by Gail Forman. Moving on to the fourth shelf of the second shelf, Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, Ghostbird, Pink Heart by Cornelia Funk, Shadow Scent, The Darkest Bloom by P.M. Freestone. Another reader's copy that I highly recommend, How It Feels to Float by Helena Fox, Spellbook of the Lost and Found by Moira Fowley Doyle, The Things I Didn't Say by Kylie Forneza, The Gilded Ones by Namina Horner, Gail Forman's I Have Lost My Way, Gail Forman's I Was Here, Teen Titans Raven and Teen Titans Beast Boy by Cami Garcia and Gabrielle Piccolo. Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll's Beautiful Creatures. Phantom Limbs by Paula Garner. Rain the Earth by A.C. Gorgon. Ruby Red by Kirsten Gear. Fierce Fairy Tales and Great Goddesses by Nikita Gill. Kathleen Glasgow's How to Make Friends with the Dark. This is also a reader's copy. The second and third book of Abby Glines, After the Game and Under the Lights, reader's copy of As Happy As Here by Jane Godwin, Princess Bride by William Goldman, These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong, Eon and Diona by Alison Goodman, All the Stars and Teeth and All the Tides of Fate by Adeline Grace, Gone by Michael Grant, and Wolf by Ryan Gordon. This is shelf 5 of 2. We have the classic Claudia Gray series Evernight, Stargazer, Hourglass, and Afterlife, Claudia Gray's Fateful, the TikTok sensation Hank Green with An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, and A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor. We'll move on to his brother, Turtles All the Way Down by John Green, Looking for Alaska by John Green, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan, Paper Towns, The Fault in Our Stars, Looking for Alaska, Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle, and An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. Melissa Gray's The Girl at Midnight, Spare and Found Parts by Sarah Maria Griffin, The Complete Illustrated Works of Brothers Grimm, What I Like About Me by Jenna Gilami, Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin, To All the Boys I Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You, and Always and Forever, Laura Jean, all by Jenny Han, The Gaps by Leanne Hall, The Dressmaker by Rosalie Ham, Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. Shelf 1 of 3, Traitor to the Throne by Alwyn Hamilton, Discovery of Witches, Shadow of Night, and The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness, Book number 2, The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris, Dead Until Dark, Living Dead in Dallas, Club Dead, Dead to the World, Dead as a Doornail, Definitely Dead, Dead Reckoning, Dead in the Family, Dead and Gone, Altogether Dead, Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins, The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, Magonia by Maria Davana Headley, The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson, Sea Witch and Sea Witch Rising by Sarah Henning, We Contain Magnitudes by Sarah Henstra, Fool's Assassin and Fool's Fate by Robin Hobb. This one isn't the first in a series, by the way. Between the Blade and the Heart, From the Earth to the Shadows, Ascend, Torn by Amanda Hocking. I can't guarantee it's in the right order. Shelf number 2 of 3, Switched by Amanda Hocking, The Left Hand of God, The Last Four Things, and the Beating of His Wings by Paul Hoffman, Unleashed by Nancy Holder and Debbie Vigue, second book Hot Blooded, the third book Savage, a reader's copy Havenfell by Sarah Holland, Just a Girl Standing in Front of a Boy by Lucy Ann Holmes, Eleanor Holofin Is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman, It Ends With Us and Without Merit by Colleen Hoover, Stained by A.G. Howard, The Library of the Dead by T.L. Huchu, don't quote me on that, The Fifth Season, The Obelisk Gate and the Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin, The Dark Tide by Alicia Jasinska, The Reckless Afterlife of Harriet Stoker by Lauren James, Winter Song by S.J. Jones, Megan Jacobson's Yellow, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, another fantastic book, Juniper Lemon's Happiness Index by Julie as Israel. Crow Mountain by Lucy Inglis. Yakupeli, I did not say that right, but that's what I'm going with. Another fantastic book by Natalie Juster. Trick. 1,000 Nights by E.K. Johnston. This book is very, very pretty. Ta-da! Eliza Henry Jones, P is for Pearl, and then Amanda Joy's A River of Royal Blood. Shelf number 3 of 3, a classic series that I don't have all the books to. Fallen, Rapture, Passion, and Fallen in Love, all by Lauren Kate. Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Aurora Rising and Aurora Burning by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. Illuminae, Gemina, and Obsidio, all by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Unearthed and Undying by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. These Broken Stars, Their Fractured Light, This Shattered World, all by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. The Other Side of the Sky by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. The Secret Science of Magic by Melissa Keel. Another reader's copy, Letters to the Lost by Bridget Camera. The Curse of Dark and Lonely by Bridget Camera. Catching Jordan by Miranda Keneally. And It Sounded Better in My Head by Nina Kenwood. This is a fantastic book. Shelf number 4 of 3. The reader's copy of It Sounded Better in My Head by Nina Kenwood. Cody Keplinger's Lying Out Loud, The Duff, and That's Not What Happened. Dirt Circus League by Marie Kimberly. The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. Stephen King's Night Shift and The Shining. The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. Meridian and Wildcat Fireflies by Amber Kaiser. Sidekicks, The First Third, Monuments, and The Greatest Hit, all by Will Kostakis. Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. God's Grave and Dark Dawn. Lifelike and Deviant by Jay Kristoff. Sex and Vanity by Kevin Kwan. Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. I don't want to butcher the name, so I'm not going to say it, but it's Catching Taylor Crow. Finally, for this shelf, The Dirty Dozen by Linda LaPlante. Shelf 5 of 3. Reverie by Ryan LaSala. Autobiography by Christina Lauren. Inside the Tiger by Haley Lawrence, another reader's copy. Loki, Where Mischief Flies by Mackenzie Lee. The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. The paperback of The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee. The Gentleman's Guide to Getting Lucky by Mackenzie Lee. The Silence by Tim Leben. Smile is Fair by Rebecca Levine. Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen by Tricia Levenseller. Fantastic author. I'm sure you've heard her coming around, and if you haven't, you should check her out. Every Day and Another Day by David Levithan. 19 Love Songs by David Levithan. The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis. A Tragic Kind of Wonderful by Eric Lindstrom. The Three Body Problem by Sixon Liu. Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. Again, We Were Liars and Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. The Start of Me and You and When We Collided by Emery Lord. Warcross by Marie Lu. Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. We're halfway through. We're finally at M. The biggest part is just going to be Sarah J. Maas. I would apologize, but I'm not that sorry. The Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, the Collector's Editions. Throne of Glass, I have the paperback as well, but it's currently in hiding. Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms, Tower of Dawn, Tower of Dawn Standard Edition, Tower of Dawn Exclusive Editions, Kingdom of Ash, and Kingdom of Ash Signed, Crescent City, A Court of Thorns and Roses Collector's Edition, A Court of Thorns and Roses Old Covers, A Court of Thorns and Roses New Covers, A Court of Mist and Fury New Covers, A Court of Mist and Fury Old Covers, A Court of Wings and Ruins Old Covers, this is an exclusive edition, this is a standard edition, A Court of Wings and Ruins New Covers, A Court of Frost and Starlight New Covers, A Court of Frost and Starlight Old Covers, A Court of Silver Flames, Catwoman Soul Stealer by Sarah J. Maas. We just did shelf 1, 2, and a pinch of 3. So now we're on shelf 3 of 4. Underdog by various authors but edited by Tobias Madden. Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahira Mafi. Nottingham, a reader's copy by Nathan McCarrick. Sir Thomas Mallory's Lee Mort d'Arthur. I don't know if I said that right. Carrie Maniscalco, Kingdom of the Wicked. Stalking Jack the Ripper. Hunting Prince Dracula. Escaping from Houdini. And Capturing the Devil. Graveminder by Melissa Marr. Wicked Lovely. Ink Exchange. Radiant Shadows. And Fragile Eternity. You can tell I've had this one for a while. The Passengers by John Marr, Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall, and Summer the Novice by Taran Mathar. This is shelf 4 of 4. The Liars by Jennifer Matthew. Morgan Matson's Since You've Been Gone, Save the Date, and The Unexpected Everything. Nowhere But Here by Katie McGarry. Pushing the Limit, Take Me On, Dare You To, and Crash Into You by Katie McGarry. Reader's copy, If I Never Met You, Amy McCulloch's Jinxed, Jodie McAllister's Valentine, and Ironheart. The Thousandth Floor by Catherine McGee, Monster's Heart by Claire McKenna, L.L. McKinney's A Blade So Black, Jenny McLaughlin's Stargazers for Beginners, One of Us Is Lying by Karen M. McManus, One of Us Is Next, Two Can Keep a Secret, and The Cousins. The Beginning Woods by Malcolm McNeil, 10 by Gretchen McNeil, Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, Bloodlines, The Golden Lily and the Fiery Heart, Vampire Academy, Frostbite, Shadowkiss, Blood Promise, Spiritbound, The Lost Sacrifice, Bloodline, The Golden Lily, The Indigo Spell, Fiery Heart, Silver Shadow, and The Ruby Serpent. Sorry, I did it again where I led into another shelf. We did these ones, but now we're sort of over here. So this is the last part of this shelf. Sandhya Menon, said that wrong, Of Curses and Kisses, and When Dimple Met Rishi. Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. Fairest, Stars Above, Winter, Crest, Scarlet, Cinder by Marissa Meyer, Instant Karma, Heartless, and Renegade. The Host, Twilight, and New Moon, all by Stephanie Meyer. Shelf 1 of 5. Eclipse, Breaking Dawn, Midnight Sun, Life and Death, The Short Second Life of Bree Turner, Breaking Dawn, Eclipse, and New Moon. A reader's copy, This Can Never Not Be Real by Sarah Milano, Emma Mills, First and Then, Mask of Shadows, Ruin of Stars, Belle Revolt, all by Lindsay Miller, The Love That I Have by James Maloney, All That Impossible Space by Anna Morgan, Five Little Liars by Amanda K. Morgan, Slay by Brittany Morris, When the Lights Went Out by Bridget Morrissey, The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes, Me Before You and After You by Jojo Moyes. This is shelf 2 of 5. Gideon the Ninth and Harrow the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. Dumplin by Julie Murphy. A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Namey. Another reader's copy. Dear Edward by Anne Napolitano. Patrick Ness's A Knife of Never Letting Go. Patrick Ness's A Monster Calls. I'll Give You the Sun and the Sky Is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan, and Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha Nagan. Another reader's copy, Love Unscripted by Owen Nichols, Jennifer Niven, All the Bright Places and Holding Up the Universe, Evermore, Blue Moon and Dark Flame by Alison Knoll, The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni, a fantastic book, especially if you like Throne of Glass, highly recommend this one, Akane by Lynette Noni, Raelia, Dracora and Graveil, We Three Heroes and Vardasia, Whisper and Weapon, all by Lynette Noni. I did the thing again where I moved on to the next shelf without showing you, but this is shelf number 3 of 5. Another reader's copy, The Call by Peter O'Gowan, The Demon Trappers, Forsaken and Forbidden by Jana Oliver, Broken Things and Delirium by Lauren Oliver, another reader's copy, Never Tell by Catherine Orton, Loveless and Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman, Heartstopper 1, 2 and 3 by Alice Oseman, The Life and Medieval Times of Kit Sweetly by Jamie Paxton, Feeling Snow by Danielle Page, Blood Rides, Flesh and Blood and Bad Blood, all by Kristen Painter, Aragon and Eldest, and Brazinger and Inheritance, all by Christopher Paolini. Sea Fire by Natalie C. Parker. We have the next shelf, number 4 of 5, Sweet Hand by N.G. Peltier, Anna and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and finally Isla and the Happily Ever After, all by Stephanie Perkins, Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessel, Astra and the Accidental Magic by Thom Pico, Tempest and Slaughter by Tamora Pierce, The Last Vampire, Black Blood, Red Dice, Phantom, Evil Thirst, and Creatures of Forever, all by Christopher Pike, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse, Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian, and Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth. This Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children and Tales of the Peculiar, both by Ransom Briggs, Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice, Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds, The Paper and Heart Society by Lucy Powery, Wilder Girls by Rory Power, Frankie by Siobhan Plaza, This Lie Will Kill You by Chelsea Pitcher, The Lost Hero, The Mark of Athena, House of Hades, and The Blood of Olympus, all by Rick Riordan. This is number 5 of 5. Sorcerer of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson, Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth, The Fates Divide by Veronica Roth, Divergent, Insurgent, Allegiant 4, all by Veronica Roth, The Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth, The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Roth, Kindred Spirits by Rainbow Rowell, Almost Midnight by Rainbow Rowell, Eleanor and Park, Attachments, Carry On and Wayward Son, Carry On, Fangirl, Fangirl the graphic novel, Fangirl Collector's Edition, Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Now we're on the bottom shelf 1, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, all by J.K. Rowling, Alison Rushby, The Fifth Room, The Last Wish, Final Empire, Well of Ascension and The Hero of Ages, all by Brandon Sanderson, Nerve by Jeanne Ryan, Meredith Russo's Birthday, Songs About a Girl by Chris Russell, and Catherine Rundell's The Good Thieves, this is a reader's copy as well. V. Schwab, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, The Dark Vault by V. Schwab, The Near Witch by V. Schwab, This Savage Song and Our Dark Duet by V. Schwab, different editions of A Darker Shade of Magic, different editions of A Gathering of Shadows, and different editions of A Conjuring of Light. The hardbacks of Vicious and Vengeful, and the paperbacks of Vicious and Vengeful. I did start on this one a bit with V. Schwab. This is shelf number 2 of 6. As You Wish by Chelsea Sidoti, The Invention of Hugo Cabret, Beth, Hamlet, Much Ado About Nothing, Tempest, As You Like It, and Romeo and Juliet, all by William Shakespeare. Prairie of an Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, reader's copy, The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp, another reader's copy, A Danger to Herself and Others by Alyssa Sheenmel. A fantastic book, this one. Invisible Boys by Holden Shepherd. I highly recommend giving this one a go. Another reader's copy, The Evil Queen by Jenna Showalter, Elizabeth Smart by Grand Central Station, I Sat Down and Wept, History Is All You Left Me and More Happy Than Not, both by Adam Silvera. Two different reader's copies, both by the same author, Josie Silver. The Two Lives of Lydia Bird and One Day in December. Dry by Neil Schusterman and Jared Schusterman. Gina Showalter's First Life and Lifeblood. Intertwined and Twisted, both by Gina Showalter. Night World 1, 2, and 3 by L.J. Smith. We're on the next shelf, number 3. Dark Visions by L.J. Smith. The Forbidden Game, The Secret Circle, The Hunt, and The Secret Circle, The Initiation, and The Captive, Part 1. So dramatic. If the Birds Fly Back by Carly Sarisia. Marie V. Schneider, Inside Out. Convergence by Marita Smith. Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith. Hello, Goodbye, and Everything in Between. Field Notes on Love. And Don't Read the Comments by Eric Smith. The Notebook, Dear John, and The Longest Ride, all by Nicholas Sparks. The Rescue and Bend in the Road. See Me and The Return by Nicholas Sparks. Shiver and Linger, The Raven Boys, and The Dream Thieves, all by Maggie Stiefvater. Girls Like Wings by Aaron Stewart. Strange Angels, Betrayals, Jealousy, Defiance, and Reckoning, all by Lily St. Croix. Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. Kara Stanton, One Italian Summer. Megan Spooner, Hunted. She's the Worst by Lauren Spieler. If you could just kindly ignore all the fur that's down here, that's from my husky. Anyway, moving on, we're on the second last shelf. We have done these books here already, but that's the rest of the shelf. Either Side of the Midnight by Benjamin Stevenson. The Memory of Light by Francisco X. Stork. This Mortal Coil. This Cruel Design. And This Vicious Cure, all by Emily Subata. Alchemical Hearts by Crystal Sutherland. Sadie by Courtney Summers. And Cracked Up to Be by Courtney Summers. Odd One Out by Nick Stone. Dracula by Bram Stoker. You May Kill the Bride by R.L. Stein. Return to Fear Street by R.L. Stein. And Welcome to Camp Nightmare by R.L. Stein. Daughter of Smoke and Burn by Lani Taylor. Cara Thomas, Cheerleaders. Cara Thomas, Little Monsters. Angie Thomas, The Hate You Give. The God Game by Danny Toby. Boneless Mercies by April Genevieve DeCulp. I have no idea if I said that right. Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. A reader's copy, The Girl in 6E by A.R. Tor. Song of the Current. Another reader's copy, The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea by Maggie Takuda Hall. Anna Todd's After and After We Collided. Or Your Twisted Secrets by Dana Urban. This is the final shelf. This Is How We Changed the Ending by Vicky Wakefield. Your Turn to Die by Sue Wallman. The Call of the Rift, Flight Book 1 by Jay Waller. Words on Bathroom Walls by Julia Walton. The Price Guide to the Occult by Leslie Walton. The Center of My Everything by Alan L. Webster. Sick Bay by Nova Wheatman. Slayer by Kirsten White. And I Darken by Kirsten White. The Guinevere Deception by Kirsten White. A reader's copy, The Brightsiders by Jen Wild. A reader's copy, Henry Hamlet's Heart by Rhiannon Wild. After the Lights Go Out by Lily Wilkinson. Reader's copy, Cloud Boy by Marsha William. Would Like to Meet by Rachel Winters. This Is Where the World Ends by Amy Zhang. Rainy and Delilah's Midnight Matinee, don't know if I'm saying that right, by Jeff Sentner. Fable by Adrienne Young. Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. Everything Everything by Nicola Yoon. Another Reader's Copy, Frankly in Love by David Yoon. The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. And The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. Crush and Crave by Tracy Wolff. Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. Amelia Wen-Zer's Blood Air and The Red Tigress. Little Red Riding Hood and Other Fairy Tales by Jack Zeit. And then The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I'm sorry it took so long to get through everything, but yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.